Hello all and welcome to Wow Crochet yet again for another tutorial. My name is Mary and today we are working on washing and blocking your Christmas table runner squares. Yay! This is part 3 of the tutorial. Guys, if you are just joining us new, firstly welcome. Parts 1 and 2, this is part 1. We did the green and red square. See how it's all turned up and pointy this way? It needs washing and blocking. This is that's 1, and this is part 2. You're making that one. Part 2, you made this one. Part 3, we are washing and blocking. And for this part, you will need your measuring tape. Firstly, actually, you would need your blocking mat. Now, a blocking mat, this is just an exercise mat that I got in, that I bought in Kmart. So it's nothing fancy. It's just a plain old basic martial arts mat, or I don't know what you want to call them, exercise mats. So it's nothing fancy, and of course it is kind of being used over the many years of me washing and blocking. So you will need your pins, any pins you like, as long as they are rust free. You'll need a towel. That's an old tea towel that I had. A towel, a t-shirt, a blanket, whatever you need to squeeze the water out of your square. You don't need, but it's good to have a fabric softener. You don't have to. I just have it because I like the smell of it. It's nice. You will need your tub so you can put your water in. As you can see, it's still wet from already blocking other items. You will need a measuring tape. Now, the reason is because yours truly wanted to make hers a certain measurement. So when you make one side one way, you have to do all 4 sides exactly the same. You don't want a lopsided product, okay? So I'm not going to talk anymore, guys. We are just going to get started. Before we get started though, however, I just wanted to mention parts 1 and 2 of this project will be in the description box down below. Also in the description box, there will be other ways of blocking. I pretty much block the same with everything, but I will show you other items that I've blocked from other projects. All right, so there you go. There's this tutorial, and then you've got the other 2 and some blocking tutorials coming up as well. So I'm not going to talk anymore, guys. We are just going to get started with the blocking of our table runner granny square. Okay, this is the softener I'm using today. It is hypoallergenic. You don't need to. I just use this one because I use this all the time. Okay, now there's my little tub. I've only got a little tub. Sorry about the lighting today, guys. It's so overcast and I just can't be bothered waiting for it to for the sun to come out. So there you go. So this is our square. Here is our little tub. You can put either your hot water or your cold, whatever you like to put. I put both in. You can put just that little bit because I'm only doing one square. If you are going to do all your squares, you may need a bigger tub. I think that's probably too hot now. Hot, hot, hot. Put a little bit of cool water in, make it nice and warm. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, look at my camera is making an awful mess here. Okay, so grab some of your softener. Now you can put in as much as you like. I just put a few drops because we've only got the one square. If we had more, if we had all of the squares, I would have put in, you know, maybe a capful or half a capful. So giving it a bit of a spin there, like so. Don't stress too much. Pop your little guy in there. So just give your item a little bit of a squish around. Let it sit there for, I don't know, half an hour, overnight if you like, if you're looking for softness. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to let mine sit there for an hour and then we're going to come back and we are going to put our little square on our blocking mat. Alrighty guys, I'm hoping you can see this today. It's extremely overcast, so let's get on with our blocking. Now our item has been sitting here for an hour. You will need your towel. Okay, now I'm using an old tea towel. You can use whatever it is you like. You can use a woolen towel. You can use anything you want, okay? An old t-shirt even. Whatever you want to use, it doesn't matter. So all we're going to do is give our item a little bit of a squeeze. Okay, pop that on the towel. Let's just move this out the way. Oh, I've just spilt it everywhere, guys. Oh gosh, let's just get that. Okay, I may have to pause. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so that landed all over my leg. But you didn't see that, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm hoping you can see this bit. We're going to spread it out, pop say if you had your whole 8 squares or 16 squares or whatever it is we did with this colour. This one was 16 actually. Spread them all out in a row, fold them over like so, and then give it a gentle squeeze. You don't need to wring it. It's pointless doing that. Just give it a squeeze. They're only very small and they're quite thin. They're not a real thick yarn. If you've got thicker yarn, just squeeze it harder, okay? I'm working up a sweat here, just doing a bit of squeezing, and there you go. So at this stage, your piece should just be slightly damp, okay? So what we're going to do, see if I can get a nice little close-up for you all. So what we will need right now, let's pull that back a little bit, perfect. You will need your pins, obviously, and you will need your square, and you will need a measuring tape if you want to measure and have all your squares the same measurement. Now here is one that's, oh, pull it out of the screen there. Here's one that's wet, here's one that is dry. If you wanted to make them both the same size, let's put that out the way a little bit so you can see, you can stretch it to suit. So let's move that out the way, and I'm hoping you can see here. All right, here we go. All right, now to see which way you should be blocking, you're going to be blocking on the right side and the wrong side. Now, I know I've mentioned there's no right side or wrong side, but there actually is. When you look at your work, let's get that out the way for a second, I can see better. If these little V's here are facing you, that is your right side. If they're facing backwards, which they are, that is your wrong side. Now, we want to pin it down on the right side, so have the V's facing you, okay? All right. Let's make sure we're in the screen there. Yes, we are. I would like to make my squares 10 centimeters. I'm hoping we're in screen. Yes, we are. So I'm going to pin just the first corner down. Then I want to get my measuring tape with my next pin. I don't know if you got that in the screen there. Measure from that pin, or actually from the end of the piece right there, all the way over to there. Now I'm measuring it. It looks like it's 9.5. I should use the darker side. There we go. We'll use a darker side. So it looks like it's 9.5 centimeters, which is almost 4 inches. But I'd like to make it 4 inches. So I'm going to give it a good tug because I want it to be 4 inches and I want it to be 10 centimeters. Okay. So we are going to, just with this one here, here we go. Measure from there to there. We want to make it the 4 inches or the 10 centimeters. So give it a tug, pop your pin. I'm hoping you're seeing this. Probably not with all my hands in the way. Okay, there. So there we go. A little bit crooked on this side, but we're going to straighten that up now by, I'm going to come on this way. Maybe this might help. Pulling it that way. Okay, we want to make it 10 centimeters there. See, it's only 9. We're going to give it a bit of a tug. And there's your 10 centimeters or your 4 inches. Yep, and you are going to pop your pin in there, making sure you did it correctly. Go over here and check it there, okay? Still doesn't look correct. Let's see, 10, or 4 inches, 10. Okay, that's wrong. So I'm going to bring that down a little bit. Okay. 10 and 4, a little bit out, 10 and 4, oh, still not there. How's that? Perfect. So now, to make that all straight, because you can see it kind of bows a little bit there and bows there, you are going to straighten it up. And I would put quite a few pins, because that's stretching now, it's really stretching. So I would put quite a few pins along there, like so it can all stay into place. I just realised every time I stand over there, shadows go over the work. So there you go. So this is your very first square that you are blocking. What I want you to do is go ahead and block all of your squares, all of them, because this time next week, we are going to be doing the joining together. Okay, so I have a very interesting stitch to join together. I'm sure you've seen it many times online, but I'm hoping it works. If not, I'll play with the stitch and we can have a look at it. So there you go. So it's pulled out a little bit. Just give that a bit of a stretch there on the corner. Make sure it's all correct. Perfect. Okay, so there's your square. That is 10 centimeters or 4 inches. If you wanted your square to look a little bit smaller, don't stretch it so much. If you wanted it to be bigger, you probably needed to use a larger size hook. But I think 10 is perfect, or 4 inches. When we measure across, we've got 3 squares for the width, so that will be 30 centimeters, or 3 fours, 12 inches. Plus, we will have the border as well. The border is 2 rows. Just count 2 rows of there extra for the border. If not, and it's not big enough, just make the border bigger. In the meantime, thank you for watching the washing and blocking. When this piece dries, just take the pins out, pop them in a nice plastic bag until we are ready to stitch these squares together this time next week. When we stitch these together, now this is what people don't realize this, after we stitch together, yours truly, and you don't have to do this, but yours truly will wash and block again before I put the border on. Again, that is personal preference. You don't need to do that. And I won't show you the washing and blocking. I'll just be doing it. You know how to do it now, so that's it. All right, guys, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, in a couple of days' time, take your square off, or when it's dry, take the square off, pop it in a nice plastic bag, and you're done. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell button so that you can receive further tutorials for this project and future tutorials in your inbox. And all I can say, guys, right now is ciao for now.